Thank you.
November, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora, part 2. No, this is part 1. Part 1. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
So the Kohanic gifts are among the innards of a cow that were bought by somebody, and the buyer gives the gifts to a Kohen, and the butcher does not deduct the value of the Kohanic gifts from the purchase price. The kach hayamenu the may shakel, if turning over to 150 A2, 115 A2. If, however, he bought the cow's innards from the butcher by weight, Nasanu Livhain or Menabe Lo Min Hadomim, the buyer gives the Kohanic gives to a Kohen, and he deducts their value from the purchase price. But Amar Rav, and Rav said in explanation of the last ruling, which implies that the buyer can collect compensation only from the butcher and not from the Kohen, Lo Shanu Elo Sheshekol La'atz Mo. They taught that the buyer has no right to compensation from the Kohen, only where he weighed the innards for himself. Aval Shekol Lo Ataboch, but if the butcher weighed the innards for him, Hadin, Hatava, the claim of the Kohen against the butcher, that is, that he can sue only the butcher if he wants the claim. The claim of the Kohen is against the butcher. That is, he can sue only the butcher if he wants to collect the gifts from the buyer. He must pay for them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so it's kind of hard to follow the actual case here with all the translation and elucidation.
Yeah. It's a lot of hims and he's that we don't know who they
are. Okay, let's just try to read what the words of the Mishnah are. See if we could, and then see what if Rashi will help us or fill any things that we don't understand. What's the case exactly that we're talking about? Amar Lok, the Lokech says to the Tabach, Mochorli me'eha shel para, sell me the inner of this para, v'haya behen matanos, and included in that, in the me'eha is the matanos, the matnas kunas. So that it says no snein lekohen, no snein lekohen. They give it to the Kohen, but enu menakalo minadomim, and that price is not deducted from the purchase price of the innards. Okay. Let's see. We have we got some Rashi over here. We have two Rashis, Matanos, one word Rashi, and then we have no sein halokeach. No sein halokeach. 1 second. Maybe that's not. Yeah, we don't really have no sein halokeach in our girsa. Okay, we'll have to figure out whether Rashi's shaykh to us right now or later on. Okay. Also, what are the matanas?
Matanas is the keva. That's some part of some inside stomach of the cow that you have to give to the kohen. That's a piece. That's part of the matanas.
Okay, so when the lokeach asks the tabak to give him the meyeha, part of the meyeha includes the keva, which really belongs to the kohen.
What's the keva?
The stomach. So the Mishnah says, Nosnan lekohen. He'll have to give it to the Kohen. I guess it's referring to the lokeach, because lokeach is the one that was sold the innards. So he's got to separate out the keva, because that's belongs to the Kohen. He gives it to the Kohen. Ve'enu menakalo min adamim, and he doesn't deduct from him the purchase price of the what would be the keva. Yeah, I think this from what I see, this Rashi, even though it's not our exact words in our Gemora just says no snun lekohen, but actually I think Rashi is much. His gear says no saying, which is which makes sense. It's only one person giving one thing to the Kohen. No sin lokech. I think that's what. So let's read that Rashi.
Excuse me. What does not deduct mean? Does it mean that the butcher is not supposed to deduct, or the butcher neglected to deduct?
Oh, no. It means that's the din. That's the halacha. And it's not relating, and that's what he did. That's what he did do. No, because it's said in a language of command. It's not relating a story of what he did. Eno manakalo, he shall not deduct. That should be the translation of those words.
Thank you.
Okay, so Lou, you want to read the Rashi? No sein halokeach.
No sein halokeach. Keva lekohen de mishchama mechanos machanos lo zavin lay. So he gives the stomach to the Kohen, and I don't know the rest of the words.
Okay, first of all, you have a vav over here after the word Kohen, a note to look somewhere.
No.
No.
You don't have that. Okay, so I have a note over here that right after it says Lakohen, you have to insert the rest of the Gemora, the words of the Mishnah. Ve'eno menakalo min adamim, and accordingly, the butcher is not required to He's not required to, according to the halacha, to deduct what the keva would cost him if he would buy the keva. In other words, here's the case. The guy says, "Sell me the me'ah, innards, which includes the stomach. The stomach is also part of the innards. And innards belongs to the Kohen. So the butcher says, "Fine, I'll sell you all the innards. Now includes the keva, right? Sell you two for 100." So now he gives him 100. He takes the innards, and now the guy, the Lokeach, who's the Yisrael, he gives the keva to the Kohen, and with that he fulfills the mitzvah of giving matnas kuna to the Kohen. Okay, and then the Mishnah says, and the butcher who charged him 100 for all the innards, including the keva, he doesn't have to deduct from the price of the innards now. And now Rashi's explaining us why it is. What's the reason why he doesn't have to deduct? So Rashi says, "Demistama," because it's reasonable to assume matanas lo zavinle. It's reasonable to assume that the butcher was not selling him the stomach. Well, what does that mean? That means that the butcher, that means that we can assume that the butcher made a calculation that when he told him, "I'm selling, the price that I'm charging you for this is 100," that is exclusive of the stomach. In other words, the price is 100. I'm not charging you for the keva. I'm not charging you for the stomach. That's you bought the mitzvah, and you can do the mitzvah. You could give the keva to the Kohen, and you fulfill the mitzvah. But I didn't charge you for the keva. The 100 that I charged you was for the innards. That was excluding the price that would be charged for a keva.
So the purchaser gets the keva for free?
Purchaser gets the keva for free. I mean, it does. Who does this stomach belong to? Who does it belong to?
Okay, how?
It depends.
Does it belong to the butcher? Does it belong to the butcher?
Yes.
No, it doesn't.
It's the Cohen's.
It doesn't belong to the butcher. It doesn't belong to the butcher. It doesn't belong to the buyer. It doesn't belong. It only belongs to the Kohen.
Well, you just said he gets the mitzvah. So who gets the mitzvah? If the butcher is the one that pays for the keva, then the butcher gets the mitzvah.
Oh, you want to say that maybe when the butcher bought it from the shochetz?
Yeah. Or
Now, we're not told what happened over there.
the butcher does not deduct the cost of the keva, or he does deduct. So if he does deduct, that means he's selling it for less than he would have sold it for. Which
He's not.
means
The point is, he's not selling it. It's not his to sell. It's not his to sell. How can he sell something that doesn't belong to him?
he's taking a loss.
He's not taking. 1 second. 1 second. When you got a shochet over here, right? And the shochet sold this animal to the butcher. Okay. So did he charge the butcher for the stomach?
Yeah.
No. He didn't charge him for it either. It doesn't belong to him.
When I go and buy a lamb, they weigh the lamb, and I pay for the price based on the weight.
That's the next case.
And then I have to give
That's the next case. The next case is when they weigh it. The first case is they didn't weigh it. He just asked for the innards.
But I don't ask them to weigh it. I ask for the whole lamb.
That's the way they sell it, though. That's the deal.
Right, that's the deal. They weigh it. So they say we're going to charge you however many per pound or per kilo.
Did you give the keva to the Kohen?
Yes, I give those parts to the Kohen, and then I buy them back from him. So I give the Kohen. I end up giving the Kohen money.
Okay.
So the reason I gave him the money was because
It doesn't belong to anybody except for the Kohen. That's what we see from this Gemora.
I'm very confused.
First of all, you have to understand one thing. We're not there's two cases over here. The second case is your case. We didn't get to that one yet.
Okay.
Right? What we have is the deal was that he said, "Give me. I want to know how much it costs for me to buy the me'eha, to buy the innards of this animal." So the guy charged him 100. So he takes the innards. He gives the matana to the Kohen. He gives the stomach to the Kohen. And the Mishnah says that in that case, the butcher doesn't deduct anything for the stomach.
So to say he doesn't deduct implies to me that he charges for the stomach.
That's not what Rashi says. Rashi says the opposite. Rashi says that we can. It's reasonable to assume, says Rashi, that the matanas lo zavin lo. He did not sell him the matanas. That was not included in the sale.
You don't know what's going to happen. You know, you on this concept of him selling it. You don't know if he's included the price already, he's deducted that, or the price is already not in it. He's not charging him for that because he knows it has to go to the Kohen. Doesn't mean the buyer had to pay for that because it knows it has to go to the Kohen. And the butcher knows it has to go to the Kohen.
Okay, let's see the next case. We have time to just take a look at the next case. And maybe if we see both cases together, we'll understand why this case is saying what it's saying, and why the next case is saying what it's saying.
Okay.
But so far, we see from this first case that there was no weighing of he was not buying he was not buying the meat according to the weights. He was buying a certain portion of the animal. regardless of what the weight was. Those are the words of the Mishnah.
And did that portion include the stomach?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you so far.
Because the Mishnah says that Rashi, who said that it was included? I mean, take a look at what the.
It says
What?
that the gifts were within him. For you, Behem, Matanos, within him with the Kahanic things.
Oh,
The
yeah, the Mishnah says it explicitly.
Yeah.
Mishnah says, Hayu Behen, it was in that Meyeha that he bought, Matanos. And Rashi identifies what Matanos was in the Meyeha that he bought. There was keva in the Meyeha that he bought. He asked for Meyeha, and included in Meyeha, you get keva. So he paid him 100, and then the guy gives the keva to the Kohen, and the Mishnah says, the Mishnah is not relating a story about what happened. The Mishnah is telling you what the halacha is. The halacha is eino menakalo, meaning that the butcher does not deduct from the 100 to compensate for the keva that he did the mitzvah with, that he gave to the Kohen. He doesn't deduct for that. That's the halacha. He doesn't deduct. He's not required to deduct. Rashi explains why is that? Why is that? So Rashi says, "V'stama matanos lo zavinle," because it's reasonable for us to assume that when the butcher sold it to the lokeach, he wasn't selling him the keva. Meaning to say, the 100 that he charged him was not including the keva. It was only including the things that the guy himself was gonna be able to use for himself. That's what the 100 was for. But the mitzvah he didn't pay for because it wasn't sold to him. Because he can't sell it. It's not his to sell. How can you sell something that doesn't belong to you? It doesn't belong to the butcher. It doesn't belong to him. It belongs to the Kohen. How can he charge money for it? It doesn't belong to him. The deal won't even work. It's like selling the Brooklyn Bridge. How can you sell it? You don't own it. Okay.
Okay. To be continued tomorrow. Take care. Be well.
Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Everybody have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Be well, all of you. Thank you.
Amen. Hashem yishmor al kol klal Yisrael.
Amen. Amen. Bye.
Batach b'Hashem. Bye, Lou.
Bye-bye, Rabbi. Thank you very much.